So hello guys, in this video we will cover chapter 5 numerical exercise 6 relative bearing. So the first question is given here. You are given the relative bearing and true force. Find the true bearing. So here the relative bearing is given here and true force is given here, and we have to find out the true bearing. So in this type of questions there is a one formula to find out the true bearing, that is relative bearing plus true force is equal to true bearing. That is very simple formula. If we have to find out the true bearing, just add relative bearing plus true force, that would be our answer. So we will just add here, that would be 500, but we can't write here 500. So there is one convention here, sign convention. To convert relative bearing to the true bearing, just add the relative bearing to the true force. Yeah, we did it. Just add relative bearing to true force. But if the total exceeds 360 degree, if the total whatever we are getting the answer here, true bearing is exceeds 360 degree, subtract it 360 degree from the total. So we will just subtract 360 degree minus 500, and that would be our answer. So we will subtract it, and that would be 140 degree. So we can't write 500 degree, that is wrong. That would be our 140 degree. Okay, so what will you do? If we are getting the answer 500 is our true bearing, so we will just subtract it 360 degree, and the true bearing would 140 degree. Okay, here we are just adding it 190 degree. Here we will not subtract it from 360 degree because the total, the answer of true bearing is not exceeding 360 degree. So the answer would be 190 degree. Here we will add it. So if we will add it, that would have our 526 degree, because 526 degree, that is true bearing, we are getting the total, so it is greater than the 360 degree. So what will we do? We will just subtract it from 360 degree. So 526 degree minus 360 degree, that would be our 166 degree. Here we will add it 280 degree plus 200 degree, that would be about 480 degree, but we are getting more than 360 degree, so we will just subtract it from 360 degree. So 480 degree minus 360 degree is equal to 120 degree. This is our answer. So here we will just add it 189. We don't need to worry to subtract because it is less than 360 degree. Okay guys, so I hope that you guys must have some idea how to solve if the relative bearing and true force is given here. So very simple formula is here. If relative bearing and true force is given here, just add it, you will find out true bearing. If the value of true bearing is exceeding 360 degree, so you have to just subtract it from 360 degree. Suppose here 316 degree plus 210 degree is equal to 526 degree. You are getting true bearing, so this one is not right, so you will just subtract it from 360 degree, and you will just write here 166 degree is your true bearing. That would be right answer. Okay, now let's move to the next question. You are given the true bearing and the true course. Find the relative bearing. So here true bearing and true course is given here. We have to find out the relative bearing. So the formula to find out the relative bearing is equal to true bearing minus true course is equal to relative bearing. Okay, so you have to just subtract from true bearing minus true course, you will get the answer. So here you will just subtract it. Here 100 degree would be your relative bearing. Now you have to subtract it from true bearing minus true course, but you can't subtract, so what will you do? You will just add 360 degree plus 40, so it will become 400 degree. So you will just subtract 400 degree minus 100 degree, that would your 300 degree would be your answer. if the true bearing is less than the true course, so you have to just add 360 degree in true bearing. Here the convention is given here: to convert true bearing to relative bearing, to convert true bearing to relative bearing, subtract true course from the true bearing, subtract true course from the true bearing. If not possible, if it is not possible to subtract, then add 360 degree to the true course, and then add 360 degree to the true course and then subtract. So you have to just add 360 degree, just add 360 degree, so it will become 400 degree. So 400 degree minus 100 degree would be your 300 degree, that is your relative bearing. Here when you will subtract it, 310 degree minus 69 degree, that would be your 241 degree. Here you have to subtract it, so it will not be subtract because the value of true bearing is less than the true course. So you have to add 360 degree and then subtract. So 360 degree minus 90 degree would be the answer 270 degree. Here then you have to add 360 degree because the value of true bearing is less than the true course. So you will just add 360 degree, and when you add 360 degree, it would become 180 degree would be your answer. Okay, so nothing to worry about this type of question. This is very short questions and very easy questions. Just try to learn the formula and try to learn the convention. If the value of true bearing is less than the true course, then you have to just add 360 degree, and if it is possible to subtract, then subtract it. Likewise here, if the value of true bearing is more than 360 degree, if the value whatever we are getting here is it exceeding 360 degree, then you have to subtract it 360 degree. Here we get 500 true bearing, but that is not possible. So what will we do? We will just subtract it from 360 degree. So 500 degree minus 360 degree is equal to 140 degree. So guys, if you guys found this video helpful, please like, share and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. For daily quick tips, follow me on Instagram, link in description. Thank you.